Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
would say,
spent
like,
years and years and years doing exactly what you're talking about. Fasting, praying, being prayed over, delivered, all of the things that I was told I needed to do to take away my desire, that I would submit to Jesus. And the time that I felt most filled with the Holy Spirit was when I kissed a woman. That is when I was filled with peace and joy. You know, just like I want to respect your stories, there can't be a disproving of the Spirit of God in my life. That is a personal experience, just like you are having personal experiences. My personal experience and my community and my family all bear witness to the beautiful fruit of the Spirit of God being in my relationship with my wife and in our children.
Can you link that fruit back to the Bible? Because if you can't link it back to the Bible,
1 Corinthians
it's
13.
not the fruit of the Holy
Or
Spirit.
even just like God's redemptive order, you know, like if all the women in the world decided to have sex with women and all the men decided to have sex with men, there would no longer be any reproduction.
God
There
has
are
created us
plenty
diversely.
of straight
But that's-
people who cannot reproduce.
Of course. I'm just saying that there's an order to the way that God does things. And
But
so
if God produced me, then like why couldn't God produce like just a normal gay person or just a normal transsexual person, like anything like that? Like I just don't think that you can really pray. I couldn't pray that away.
I have a question about the word conversion therapy because I did a year of conversion therapy, and that was meeting with ex-lesbian person, and we prayed through my sins. The idea behind conversion therapy was that there was trauma in my past, and that was causing my sexual orientation to skew. And so I spent a year doing all of this prayer for deliverance. And then I hear some language here being talked about, like being delivered of homosexuality. If it's not being done by a clinical psychologist, that doesn't change the fact that it's trying to convert you from being one thing to another thing. And I think that is objectively harmful.
It's not about bringing that community from gay to straight. It's bringing them from gay to a relationship with the Lord. I'm married today. I have a baby on the way, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I think when I tell people my testimony, they take the highlight of my story as me being married and me having a child on the way. But the highlight of my story is me coming from a gay lifestyle to a relationship with the Lord. Okay, my desire to be with a man is no longer there. I want to be with a woman, right? But it came from my relationship with the Lord. So it's about bringing that community from a relationship with the Lord rather than from gay.
I'm a therapist. I've been a therapist for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And I would say at least half, if not more, of the clients that my team and I work with are people just like you. They call us and they say, I have 3 kids, I have an amazing life, but in time, all it has brought is suffering. That is their story.
To be a Christian is part of being suffering. I mean, you should know this. It's like Jesus, he denied himself, he put himself on the cross. Like there's probably
she's
gonna
saying
be-
suffered unnecessarily.
That's right.
And why do we need to suffer as people for a book that was written 3,000 years ago?
Well,
I'm sorry.
long-suffering is a
like,
fruit of the Spirit,
we have like 80 to 85 years on this planet. I don't want to suffer for any fucking reason that I don't have to. And I've had to suffer for the first 24 years of my life.
The more you suffer doesn't make you more of a Christian.
And what did Christians do before the Bible? Right? There were thousands of years before there was a text. And even when the text came, most people couldn't read and they didn't have access to the Bible. So what did they do?
I think it comes down to like how you said your experience with the Holy Spirit, being filled up with the Holy Spirit while kissing a female. What is the fruit that comes from out of that?
We have children, we have a beautiful home, we have an amazing community, our families love us and support us. We are happy and healthy. I mean, our life is so, so blessed.
But my thing about that would be, I would say that God cares more about your holiness than your happiness.
You're defining heterosexual, your wholeness or holiness as heterosexuality.
Well, no,
Gay people
absolutely
can have
not.
that too.
No. Oh, I'm definitely not defining that
But
as
in the way that you're
heterosexuality.
speaking, you're like, it's not about being gay. Jesus wants me to be holy. Why are you pitting those two things against each other? Gay people can live holy lives.
Exactly.
Well, I would say that I'm not talking about like people who aren't religious. If you're not religious, hey, you can live your life the way you want to. But if you do claim to be a follower of Jesus, God calls us to be set apart, and practicing homosexuality is a thing he calls us to be set apart from. And that's just the truth.
That's not in the Bible. That's not true.
That's
That's not true. Sorry.
That
You just can't lie like that about the Bible and not have me say something.